Hi, welcome to online tutorial series on Arduino and IoT. For more information and to download the source code of this video, you can visit us at www.jcbrolabs.org. We also provide online training on Arduino, embedded system, Raspberry Pi, MATLAB, and other related technologies. We also provide help to students in their assignments, and we also do freelance based projects on MATLAB, embedded system, Arduino, LabVIEW, control system, machine learning, etc. So if you have any such requirement, then you can contact us at through our website, which is www.jcbrolabs.org, or you can also mail us at jcbrolabs@gmail.com. So coming back to the Arduino and IoT tutorial series. So in our earlier videos we have talked about the serial communication and how to send data from one device to another device over the through serial communication. Now in this video we will talk about how to read data from any other device through a serial communication mode. Okay. So let's have a small theory about it. So as we discussed last time, so let's say suppose there are two devices, because when we are talking about a communication, so there are two different devices. Only then we can have communication, like device 1 and device 2. So both the device can have receiver and transmitter. So its transmitter is connected to the other one's receiver, and the connections are right like this. So let's say here we have this as Arduino Uno, and here we have our computer. So and last time we talked about how you use USART, and we talked about various aspects of this USART, so you can go through that video. So we talked about how to use USART to send data from Arduino to computer. Now we will be discussing in this video, we will be discussing if computer wants to send data or user wants to send data to the Arduino device from to the Arduino, then how to receive that data, or how to receive that particular data in Arduino. Okay, so when we talk about receiving, so there are several things in it. Okay, so first thing we have, there are several commands available for it in Arduino. So first thing we will talk about two or three commands which are required for this video. So now first thing is the availability. Availability means whether data is available to receive or not. First thing we have to check it. So there is a command here which is written as serial.available, right? So serial.available is command, and we call it, so if any data is there in the serial buffer to be read out, then this particular command returns non-negative number, or it returns 1, we can say. So if it returns 0, that indicates like there is nothing to read the data. Okay, so actually it returns the number of bytes which are available to read. Okay, and we have a receive serial buffer of 64 bytes from which we can read the data. So we can write a program which keeps on checking this particular buffer in order to check whether data is available or not. Now there is another command to read data. So there are several ways to reading the data from the serial buffer. So as we talked about, when we are transmitting data from transmitter to receiver, that means from Arduino to computer, computer to Arduino, all the data communication happens to be in the form of a ASCII characters, okay, which are a standard mode of communication. So if we want to read these ASCII characters ultimately, whether we type a number, numeric integer, floating point number, everything is converted into corresponding ASCII codes and then transmitted over the channel. So if we want to read those raw ASCII characters or data, there is a command which is known as serial dot read. Okay, so this this particular command reads the incoming serial data, and as I said, it returns the ASCII characters. Now suppose so Arduino, there are several built-in functions are there which provides help in any specific requirement or in a specific application. So suppose we know like user is transmitting only the integer characters and we are going to read only integers numbers only, right? So there is a command for that which is serial dot parse int. Okay, so if we write this command, it will read the data and returns the integer value of it. Suppose we pressed 1 from the computer, so in computer corresponding 50 number will be received as ASCII character, but that I think 49 will be received as ASCII character, but that 49 ASCII character will be stored in a variable like a integer number, like 1 has been transmitted. So it automatically converts whatever number we are transmitting, it automatically converts into the integer values. Okay, and then we have another is suppose serial dot parse float. Okay, so it returns the first valid floating point number from the serial buffer. So suppose there is a lot of data has been transmitted, so it looks for the floating point number which are getting 1.23 or 1.41 or 4 point something, any floating point number, whatever it encountered, it returns that particular value to the user until the times out. So we will be using in this video we will be demonstrating the data transmission or receiving of data from serial port using these 3 commands. So more commands you can go through the main page at Arduino website, and you can come to know a lot more commands about serial communication and how to read data from serial communication. We will be using those commands whenever based on a specific application or whenever they will be required. Okay, so let's talk about our setup on which we will be demonstrating this program. Okay, so yep. So now in this section you will be seeing the hardware. So again it is similar to our previous setup. We have 3 LEDs, or in this program we are using 2 LEDs. This is red LED and this is blue LED. So red LED is connected to pin number 8 of the Arduino and blue LED is connected to the pin number 9 of the Arduino. So we will write a program in which if we press 1 from serial communication from computer, red LED should on, and if we press 2, blue LED should turn on. Okay, so let's write program for this one. Let's open Arduino and create a new file, new sketch. Close this one. Okay, let's first save it on desktop. Okay, so let's define several things. First LED, so red LED is connected to pin number 8. Then define blue variable. as it is connected to pin number 9. Then we will define a variable. We are reading the data from buffer, so we have to store into some variable. So we will define that particular variable which will be used to store the data read from the serial buffer. Now we'll define several things, like we will initialize the serial communication and we will initialize the values or the pin mode of this red LED and the blue LEDs. So first let's define the serial communication. We'll be using 9600 baud rate, and then let's make a pin mode. Because both the LEDs are as the output device, so we have set the pin mode as the high. That means this will be as output. Sorry, not high. This will be set as output. Okay. Now we'll be reading the data. As we mentioned earlier, we have a command that is serial.available. So if there is nothing to read, it will return 0, and if there is a data to read, it will return the number of bytes which are available to read. So we will use a while loop, and it will keep on checking whether data is available or not, and as soon as data is available, it comes out of the while loop. Okay. So it is a kind of infinite while loop, and this kind of structure of getting a data is known as the polling method. So what actually it is happening, it is checking whether data is available to read, and if it returns 0, it stays in the while loop. And if you have any confusion how this while loop works, then you can go through our previous video which was on while loops. So as soon as there is some data is available to read, this serial.available will return a value other than 0. So this condition will become false and it will come out of the while loop. And as soon as it comes out of the while loop, we will read the data into our variable. So we will use parse int command. So it will search for an integer number out of a long available data, and then it will return that particular integer number to the variable a. And then because we want to turn on this red LED and blue LED, so we will check if we press 1, red LED should turn on. If we press 2, or if we receive 2, numeric 2, blue LED should turn on. So now we will use if and else statements here. And similarly, at the same time, we are sending this message to the serial port. So once we are making the red LED high, corresponding blue LED should be turned off. And we'll sending this message to the serial port as well. Okay, now we will check another condition. So either we can have else, but if we will use else, so if we are pressing any other symbol like 3, 4, 5, this blue LED will be remain on. Okay, so we can use else if method here. We will use else if here. So in this case opposite should happen, that means blue should turn on and red should turn off. Okay, it seems fine. Now in else command, if user press any other thing, so we'll display a message to the user whether he or she should press either 1 or 2. Okay, so okay, it's look fine. We are checking the serial data to be available, and if some data is available, it checks the integer value in it, and if we are getting 1 as an integer number, it will turn on the red LED, and if we are getting 2, it will turn on the blue LED. Okay, so it seems fine. Let's run it. Okay, let's open serial monitor. I think it is already open. Open it again with 9600 baud rate. Yep. Okay, so let's press A. Yeah, you should send either 1 or 2. So it's working fine. Okay, let's on the camera as well. Okay, camera is already on. So so let's press 1 and send it. So if you want to send some data, you should type it in here and send point. So corresponding red LED is turned on. Let's send 2. Blue LED has turned on. Let's send 5. Okay, you should send it is giving an error message, right? Let's send 12. Yeah, so it is taking 12 as a complete integer number because you are sending that complete integer number directly. Okay, so let's send 1 hidden in a string. Let's say let's type JCB labs and then 1 and then labs. Okay, so as per the command, should take out 1 into it, and yeah, red LED is on. Let's say so blue LED should turn on. Yep, blue LED is on as soon as it encounters 2, and for other values it is saying send either 1 or 2. Okay, so it is working fine. If I'm sending 4, let's say we are sending 85, will not run on sending 1. So this is how you can read an integer value or integer data from this computer to from or inside your Arduino board if you are getting some data from it. Okay, now let's check whether we were saying to use another command, that is serial dot read. Okay, okay, so let's check it, or what type of data it sends. We'll checking it. So instead of this command, we'll be using and then we will be sending this corresponding data to the back as well. Okay, so that we can see what data it has read. Okay, so it is the reading the data using serial.read command, and then it is also sending the data again back. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, if we are using this serial.read command, then it is reading in a raw form. That means it is the corresponding ASCII code will be read into it. Okay, so let's upload it. Yeah, so let's press 1. Yeah, it is sending 49, the ASCII code of 1 2 50. If I say small a, 97, capital A, I think 65 should be, yeah, space bar 32, and then if we, let's say, some other number, single colon 39. So if your if your data or if your device is sending something data like this, then you should use this particular command, because right now, as per our logic, everything is in else case, either send 1 or 2. Okay, so this is how you can modify your program, and you can modify these commands based on your requirements. Okay, so let's change it to the previous data. Okay, so again, 1 red LED is on, 2 blue LED is on. Okay, so I hope you understand the concept, how to read serial data from serial communication, using serial communication from other devices, and how to use particular that data in creating some of the good stuff at our end. Okay, so that's it for this video. Again, if you have any suggestions or any comments, then you can comment below this video, and we will happy to read those comments, and we will happy to respond back to you. Okay, further, again, we also provide online training and tuitions on this embedded system and other technical subjects, ranging based on MATLAB, or ranging from signal processing, control system, etc. And we also do freelance based projects, and also helps the students in their technical assignments based on MATLAB, LabVIEW, etc. Okay, so if you have any such requirement, you can contact us at www.jcbrolabs.org, or you can also mail us at jcbrolabs@gmail.com. So that's it for this video. Thank you.